Welcome to Keep It Off, and today we got a good one for you. Today we are doing FDL, Flexible Dieting Lifestyles, Breakfast Protein Brownies. When I saw this one, it just looked so moist and delicious, and having them like that cupcake type of size is just kind of perfect. My name is Tommy, and I'm on my own weight loss journey. I've lost well over 200 pounds, and I am not at my goal yet. So if you like videos just like this, where we do recipe reviews and just cover the whole gamut of dieting lifestyle, then please consider subscribing to Keep It Off, because we got a whole lot more in store for you. Let's go!
Be strong.
While the ingredients here can look a little bit intimidating, it's really simple. You're gonna get yourself a blender, throw everything into the blender, blend it, throw it into the ramekin, put it in the oven, and you're done. It's super simple and easy, as we're about to show you. So a couple of things before we get started. I am doubling his recipe because I'm trying to meal prep it. His original recipe was for 2 10-ounce ramekins. I've spread it out into 3 10-ounce ramekins, just so it's a little bit lower in calorie. They're pretty hefty, as you're gonna see. They're just perfect for me. So we're gonna be doing 6 protein breakfast brownies. First thing we're gonna do, we need 160 grams of oats. When FDL did this recipe, he did it using his own protein powder, and he used a vegan one and a casein one. I don't have those. I have already tried this recipe. I used it with the HTLT whey casein blend, and it's chocolate donut, and then I used the Optimum Nutrition casein, and it worked very nicely with a lot of good flavor. Now 80 grams of the whey casein blend, 40 grams of our casein only, and this one is chocolate peanut butter. I don't have a link for the casein Optimum Nutrition, but I do have a link for the HTLT protein. What I gotta tell you, most of the HTLT proteins are really tasty. The only one I didn't like too much was the vegan. There is a link down in the description that does support the channel. It's much appreciated. You don't pay extra, but the support of you clicking on the link and making a purchase does support the channel. So much appreciated. This one is really important. We're gonna be using black cocoa powder. Not cocoa powder, but black cocoa powder. It's the same type of cocoa powder that's used in like Oreos. And I don't think it would come out not even half as good with just regular cocoa powder. So try to grab some black cocoa powder. Now we're gonna be doing 40 grams of this. This is the brand that Exercise for Cheat Meals recommends. I got this when he made his Oreo McFlurry. It's really tasty. For our next dry ingredient, we're gonna be needing 16 grams of 0-calorie sweetener. I'm gonna be using Splenda. Technically, in the original recipe, it was a pinch of salt, but because I'm doubling it, I think I'm gonna put about 3 grams of salt. And our last dry ingredient is gonna be baking soda, and that's gonna be 10 grams. Now that we've got all our dry ingredients in here, it's quite a bit of stuff, we're gonna move on to the wet. 200 grams of egg whites, 400 grams of nut milk. I prefer cashew. I'm sorry, I said grams. Technically, it's 400 milliliters of nut milk. 280 grams of banana. Now that we have all the ingredients weighed out, last thing left to do is blend this bad boy up, and our batter is done. I do recommend halfway through, you stop, scrape the sides, because there are certain things that are just not getting integrated. And by scraping the sides, everything will blend much better. Is it just me? Or do you try to like get all of it off the spatula when you know you ain't gonna get it off? You're not gonna get everything. It's just impossible. But yet, I can't stop. I have to try to get it all off. How weird is that? All right, let's give it another blend, and we should be ready. So now we are going to divide them as evenly as possible over our 6 ramekins. They are 10 ounces a piece. We're preheating the oven to 325. If you are gonna make a smaller batch of this, it goes very well in the air fryer. It's just because I'm making so many, I'm putting it into a convection oven instead. When they first come out of the oven, they're gonna be so like plump and everything. However, baking with protein, you always gotta get that sink afterward. It's not as aesthetically pleasing, but what I will tell you is that it does not mess with the taste. In my opinion, this tastes better day 2 reheated than it does fresh out of the oven. I don't understand why. Comment down below if you know if there's like some scientific reason why that is. The flavor and the taste is much better day 2 and day 3 even than it is day 1. Oh, that's silky smooth, guys. Last and maybe most important step, we need some chocolate chips on top. So we have some mini chocolate chips and we're gonna divide 70 grams of chocolate chips amongst the 6. We're just gonna sprinkle these on top. So just over 10 grams pretty much for each. Change of plans, we're only gonna be doing 60 grams of the mini chips. In the past, I've used regular chocolate chips, and boy, these mini chips give you the perception that there's a lot more. So I think it's gonna be fine, and why not save the calories? So we're gonna do 60 grams of chocolate chips. So now we're gonna get them in the oven. We're gonna censor them as best as we can. Now we're gonna set our timer for 25 minutes. Full transparency time. This is the second batch. This is not the original batch that you saw me put. I always try to be as honest as possible on this channel, and I did not spray the ramekins. As many times as I've done this, that doesn't mean you can't make mistakes. And so the first batch, they kind of stuck a bit. So just use some 0-calorie butter spray and spray the inside of the ramekins, and they slide out very easily. Look at the size of these. They are massive. They are massive and they're just beautiful. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. Now tell me that's not a beautiful breakfast protein brownie. I want to dig in. I want to take a nice huge bite. But before we do, you know we got to go over the numbers. For one of these massive brownies, you're only looking at 301 calories, 23.4 grams of protein, 34.2 net carbs, over 6 grams of fiber per brownie. These are great numbers. You know, I've had these before, but I'm gonna try them for you on camera. Spoiler alert, they're pretty amazing. Let's get into this taste test though. Oh my God. That is so moist. You can taste the hint of banana. The chocolate chips, mini is the way to go. The mini chocolate chips, because you feel like you have so much of them. Even though it's primarily made with protein powder and with oats, it is on the money. Think about it, what do we got here? We got some nut milk, some oatmeal, some bananas, some egg whites, some protein powder. I mean, this thing is money. FDL, you're a genius. Oh my God. Oh my God. So good. This is a must try. I will give you a little bit of insight. When I first tried it out, I didn't rate it too high. I rated it probably, I feel like a 7, 7.5. It wasn't the recipe, it was the protein powder I was using. I was trying it at first with some vegan protein powder, and the particular one that I was using just didn't have that flavor. And I switched up and tried some different protein powders, and it just elevated it to the next level. Make sure whatever protein powder you're using is tasty, because if it's not, then this is not gonna be tasty. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please like, comment, and consider subscribing to keep it off, because we got a whole lot more in store for you. And remember, get it off and keep it off. Peace.
Be strong.